Welcome to the Senior Living's 411 series. November is Fall Prevention Month. So for the entire month of November, we here at the Senior Living 411 series will be speaking to several industry experts on various aspects of fall prevention. Today's topic is Fall Prevention Myths and Solutions. This exclusive seminar is designed specifically for any senior or older adult, anyone who has fallen or has a fear of falling, anyone who knows someone who has fallen, anyone who wants to age in place, any caregiver or for someone who has fallen or has a fear of falling, and as an expert specializing in providing high-quality fall prevention services to seniors in Ontario, I will introduce to you today the 10 most common myths and the realities about adult falls. You will gain valuable insights and strategies helping you and your family to communicate more effectively, dispelling the myths associated with falls. So sit back, grab your pen, and let's get started. Again, my name is Desiree King, and I am a senior safety advisor here in Ontario. I want to first share my story with you. So the first question that I'm often asked when I deliver seminars to groups such as this is, what do you know about aging? You're so young, or why do you care? And my response is quite honest, that it's my passion. Now, I'm not going to date myself here, so promise not to ask me my age. But when I was 14, I volunteered to work as a candy striper. I'm sure many of you remember candy stripers in the hospitals. They wore the red and white aprons, and in my case, I delivered books on the geriatric floor in the hospital. I then went on to work as a dietary aide in the geriatric ward of a hospital throughout my high school years, best job for high school students, and since then I have worked in or owned several senior-related businesses. Most recently, I was a realtor for the past 6 years who specialized in working with the 55-plus demographic. I have taken a plethora of courses in aging in place, downsizing, retirement living options, and dementia care. I've also worked as a client care coordinator for one of the leading home health care companies in North America. And I must admit that during my time spent as a realtor, I've always felt a pull towards educating and the serving side of the business more so than the real estate side. At the beginning of 2020, I knew that something in my life was about to change. I knew that my calling was greater than my career. Little did I know that we would be hit with a pandemic called coronavirus. Over the past 7 months, coronavirus has killed roughly 9,822 Canadians. 81% of these deaths are linked to long-term care homes. Health officials have cited the need for rigorous visitor and resident care protocols and precautions in these facilities. But the solution is also in our hands. We as a people, as the future elderly population of this country, have to make some decisions as well. I firmly believe that we as Canadians need to change our thinking and method of caring for the elderly. One possible solution is that we honor the wishes of our elderly members of society and allow them to stay at home by doing what Scotland has done and pour money into home modifications and home health care as opposed to hospital funding. Over the past 2 months, as I sat at home listening to the news and watching the number of deaths occur with our seniors, I realized that I wanted to do more than I was already doing. I realized that being a realtor did not align with my desire to have a greater impact on the lives of seniors. The ancient Greek physician Hippocrates once said, "Drastic times call for drastic measures." And my drastic measure took the form of me officially resigning from real estate and turning my attention to my one thing, which was senior home safety. While many seniors want to stay at home safely, their homes are not equipped to do so. That's the reality. And in preparation for what I see will be a shift in the mindset of seniors, their adult children, and society on the whole, my main objective is to assist families in figuring out what is wrong in the homes of themselves or their loved ones and what needs to be addressed in order to allow our seniors to be safe in their own homes. As I said, November is Fall Prevention Month. And you may be wondering, why is there an entire month dedicated to fall prevention? Well, I'm going to share 5 reasons with you. Number 1, falls are common. Falls are the leading cause of fatal and non-fatal injuries for older adults. Number 2, falls can cause serious injuries. More than 2.8 million older adults are treated in emergency departments annually because of a fall resulting in over 800,000 hospitalizations. That's right, over 800,000 hospitalizations annually. Number 3, falls are costly. The average hospital cost for a fall injury is over $30,000. Number 4, falls impact caregivers too. Research has shown that after a care recipient's first fall, caregivers report a significant increase in caregiver burden, fear of falling, and depression. I can speak of my mother-in-law. We had seen her going up and down the stairs, and I'd said to my husband, she looks kind of unsafe and a little bit wobbly. But we kept on going on as normal. Then one day, she had taken her insulin medication, and she didn't eat right after, so that causes dizziness. She went down in the basement, and on her way back up, she fell backwards. Now, luckily, she wasn't seriously injured physically, but mentally, I would say there's definitely been a shift in her. Before the fall, she was an active person. She went out and played bridge with her friends. She had the confidence to do so. After the fall, things changed. She didn't really want to go many places. She stayed at home. And as for her sister who lived with her, well, she too stopped going to her volunteer organizations and activities that she once enjoyed doing because she, now being in the caregiver position, was afraid to leave home and leave her sister at home in fear of her sister having another fall. I know you've probably attended several fall prevention seminars, or you have all of the checklists at home, so you're probably thinking to yourself, not another boring lecture on fall prevention. Well, that's okay. I want you to know that the number one reason why there is a whole month dedicated to fall prevention, the number one reason why I am here presenting this wherever I can, is simply because falls have become an epidemic in Canada. And the thing is, in many cases, it's preventable. Whether you are a caregiver, an adult child with a parent you are concerned about, or you know of someone who is living in an unsafe living environment, hopefully this short presentation will keep you engaged, give you some simple tips and tools to implement right away, and ultimately keep you and your loved ones safe and sound. Let's look at some numbers. 1 in 3 adults over age 65 falls each year, and 50% of those are over the age of 80. Falls are the leading cause of death due to injury for those over 65. Falls cause serious injury, such as hip fractures and head trauma. Falls account for 25% of all hospital admissions. Falls account for 40% of nursing home admissions. And of those who survive a fall, 50% never return to their prior level of mobility or independence. As alarming as they are, these documented statistics fall short of the actual numbers, since many incidents are unreported by seniors and unrecognized by family members or caregivers. The majority, 55% of fall injuries among older adults, occurs inside the home. An additional 23% happen outside but near the home. Many of these falls and the resulting injuries can be prevented by taking steps to eliminate or fix potential hazards in and around the home. Here's a little bit more statistics. Those who fall are 2 to 3 times more, sorry, I'm having technical difficulty here. Those who fall are 2 to 3 times more likely to fall again. And about half, which is about 53% of the older adults who are discharged for fall-related hip fractures, will experience another fall within 6 months. Every 14 seconds, an older adult is treated in the emergency room for a fall. Every 20 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall-related injury. The reality is that after this seminar is done, there'll be at least one person who has died from a fall-related injury. Falls are the leading cause of fatal injury and the most common cause of non-fatal trauma-related hospital admissions among older adults. And the financial toll for older adult falls is expected to increase as the population ages and may reach $59.6 billion by the end of this year. Where do seniors fall? Well, as you can see from this graph, the majority, which is about 55% of all injuries among older people, occurs inside the home. An additional 23% happen outside, but near the house. More than three-quarters take place either inside or in close proximity to the home, where a medical alert system can be of immediate assistance. And more fall injuries are caused by falls on the same level versus stairs, and from a standing highlight, for example, tripping while walking. Now, sometimes, as in this picture, we're not always lucky enough to have the help of a caring neighbor, nearby friend, or some young guardian angels just walking by. Falls, with or without injury, also carry a heavy quality of life impact. A growing number of older adults fear falling and, as a result, limit their activities and social engagements. This can result in further physical decline, depression, social isolation, and feelings of helplessness. Again, I cannot stress enough, the answer is prevention. Okay, so there are all the stats, plain and simple, and I don't believe any of us would argue these. So what do? We can move forward with the presentation and learn some ways to prevent ourselves and our loved ones from becoming a statistic. Or we can use the method shown here in this diagram that many seniors, families, and even large organizations are sticking to. I'm begging you today, do not listen to the porcupine at the head of the table and make this a prickly topic that you are afraid to discuss. As you will learn today, there are many myths around falls in older adults and fall prevention. Many people think falls are a normal part of aging, and the truth is, they are not. And I'm here to empower you and your loved ones. To promote greater awareness and understanding, here are 10 common myths and the reality about older falls from the folks at the National Council on Aging. Number 1, falling happens to other people, not to me. Well, the reality is 1 in 4 older adults fall each year in Canada, contributing to over 70,000 hospitalizations. Myth number 2, falling is something normal that happens as you get older. False. The reality is that strength and balance exercises, managing your medications, having your vision checked, and making your living environment safer are all steps you can take to prevent a fall. Myth number 3, if I limit my activity, I won't fall. Some people believe that the best way to prevent falls is to stay at home and limit activity. Not true. Performing physical activities will actually help you stay independent, as your strength and range of motion benefit from remaining active. Social activities are also good for your overall health. Myth number 4, as long as I stay at home, I can avoid falling. False again. Over half of all falls take place at home. Inspect your home for fall risks. Fix simple but serious hazards such as clutter, throw rugs, and poor lighting. Make simple home modifications such as adding grab bars in the bathroom, a second handrail on stairs, and non-slip paint on outdoor steps. Myth number 5, muscle strength and flexibility can't be regained. The reality is that while we do lose muscle as we age, exercise can partially restore strength and flexibility. It's never too late to start an exercise program. Even if you've been a couch potato your whole life, becoming active now will benefit you in many ways, including protection from falls. Myth number 6, taking medication doesn't increase my risk of falling. False again. Medications affect people in many different ways and can sometimes make you dizzy or sleepy. Be careful when starting a new medication. Talk to your healthcare provider about potential side effects or interactions of your medications. Myth number 7, I don't need to get my vision checked every year. The reality is, vision is another key risk factor for falls. Aging is associated with some forms of vision loss that increase risk of falling and injury. People with vision problems are more than twice as likely to fall as those without visual impairment. Have your eyes checked at least once a year and update your eyeglasses. And for those with low vision, there are programs and assistive devices that can help. Ask your optometrist for a referral. Myth number 8, using a walker or cane will make me more dependent. The reality is that walking aids are very important in helping many older adults maintain or improve their mobility. However, make sure you use these devices safely. Have a physical therapist fit the walker or cane to you and instruct you in its safe use. Myth number 9. Was it me or are these myths getting longer? I don't need to talk to my family members or my healthcare provider if I'm concerned about my risk of falling. I don't want to alarm them and I want to keep my independence. The reality is that fall prevention is a team effort. Bring it up with your doctor, your family, and anyone else who's in a position to help. They want to help you maintain mobility and reduce your risk of falling. And myth number 10. I don't need to talk to my parent, spouse, or other older adult if I'm concerned about their risk of falling. It will hurt their feelings, and it's none of my business. My reality is, let them know about your concerns and offer support to help them maintain the highest degree of independence possible. There are many things you can do, including removing hazards in the home, finding a fall prevention program in the community, or setting up a vision exam. Preventable. That is the key message here today. Through exercise, managing your medications, having your vision checked, and making your living environment safer. These are all steps that you can take today to prevent a fall. It is important that the exercises you do focus on increasing leg strength and improving balance, and that they get more challenging over time. Tai Chi programs are especially good. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to review your medications, and that's both prescription and over-the-counter. That way they can identify medicines that may cause side effects or interactions such as dizziness or drowsiness. Have your eyes checked by a doctor at least once a year and update your eyeglasses to maximize your vision. Consider getting a pair with single vision distance lenses for some activities such as walking outside. And last but not least, make the home safer. Make the home safer by reducing tripping hazards, adding grab bars inside and outside the tub or shower and next to the toilet, adding railings on both sides of stairways, and improving lighting in the home. As you can see in this diagram, these are hardwood floor stairs, very slippery. But you can get either transparent or something like in here in the diagram here with the carpet, paddings that will help prevent from falls. And fix the obvious. Rugs that do not have a padding underneath or have a non-stick background are immediate hazards. If you have those around your house, please remove them immediately. And hello, step stools? No. If you're going to use a step stool, get one with a bar in the front so you're able to hold on while you're stepping. It's a very senior friendly one. They have a lot of them on Amazon for less than $100. Or how about placing things at a distance where you don't have to climb up, thereby completely eliminating the risk of falling off of a step stool. The worst place to put a throw rug, right at the top of the stairs. That's where. So anybody who's got one there right now, again, or it's in a loved one, remove it. Other top causes of slips and falls are cracks in the sidewalk or on the driveway, abrupt edges on sidewalks and driveways. So an example of that is if your driveway, the gap between your driveway and your garage, there's a big step down the threshold, the maximum height should be 1 inch. If it's anything more than that, you should get that filled in. Stairs lacking in sufficient handrails or safe wide threads. Stairs should always have handrails on both sides. One side having just the wall, your hands are going to slip if you're falling. There's no protection involved in that. High doorway thresholds, as I mentioned, should be less than 1 inch. Shrubs on the sidewalk or on the path of the home. If there's shrubs on the path of the home, think about if it rains or if there's ice on it. That becomes an immediate slip hazard. Cut it back from the walkway so it's all nice and clear. Cluttered walkways, self-explanatory. Remove the clutter. And as a matter of fact, pets can be a hazard as well. So be cautious of where the pets are laying. icy surfaces, inadequate lighting, the number one thing that is so easy to fix, whether it be a motion sensor lighting, a timer activated lighting, a lighting that's easy for you to push, hallway lighting, night lighting, all sorts of lighting. The home should be brightly lit. Changes in surface types or levels. Again, when you have hardwood stairs and they're brown, the flooring is all the same color, you can't tell the difference from the step and the step down. So that should be clearly identified. Sometimes you can use fluorescent sticky tape on it, but that'll show you exactly where you're stepping down onto. Slippery floors and appliance cord or other cords in the walking path. Again, cords should not be ran underneath area rugs. That's a fire hazard. They should be ran along the wall, and you can get those cord holders, which tuck it away nicely, aesthetically pleasing, but it does not pose a trip hazard. To most, aging in place means growing old in one's longtime home for as long as safely comfortable and remaining engaged in the community rather than moving to some sort of assisted living or retirement facility. According to the AARP, the majority of older Canadians want to stay in their homes permanently and live independently. This demographic change translates into demand for residential designs that can anticipate changes in health, vision, or mobility, and ensures that homes stay safe, comfortable, and aesthetically pleasing. Popular aging in place improvements include adding grab bars, wider doorways. If ever you need to use a wheelchair, 36 inches is the recommended minimum width of the doorway. Wider doorways, open floor plans, zero-step entrances, seating in the shower, lower cabinets, remote-controlled window coverings, and motion sensor lighting to enhance quality of life while making the home safer for all residents and visitors. Research by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention shows that home modifications and repairs may prevent up to 50% of home accidents. Let that resonate for a bit. Home modifications and repairs may prevent up to 50% of home accidents among seniors, including falls that take place in older homes. If you know of anyone living in an unsafe condition, if you're living in an unsafe condition, I implore you, please use one of those checklists that we can find anywhere online or get a professional to inspect your home for its safety. Home modification is an increasingly important resource for the elderly and people with disabilities because it helps them to age in a more comfortable and familiar environment. Home modifications adapt living spaces to more easy and safe environments and meet the needs of seniors who suffer from physical limitations so that they can live an independent life. Some of these modifications involve nothing more than adding a minor assistive technology. Others involve a little home remodeling, from adding pull handles to cabinet doorways to installing wheelchair ramps. There are many great options available for those living with physical limitations. As you can see in this diagram, this is a modified washroom that allows the person to not have to climb into the tub. On the left-hand side there, you can see that there is a bench over here for them to sit on, and the water drains off nicely. This bar that I'm pointing to right here is where they can pull it down to have something to lean onto. A lot of seniors lean onto the towel bars. I've done that myself, and that thing collapses, so it's definitely not safe. As you can see, fall prevention is a true win-win for everyone: seniors, their families, family members, and the healthcare system. Successful fall prevention includes the three main strategies of balance training and physical activity, medical management, and environmental home modifications. Whether you are an interested individual, a service provider, a caregiver, or an educator, remember that a combination of all three interventions are necessary to prevent falls in the home and in our community. A comprehensive home safety assessment can help deter debilitating fall injuries, which often trigger a challenge to age safe at home, and the likely loss of independence. And that's from Age Safe Canada, the organization that I am a part of. Helping yourself, a spouse, or an aging parent to avoid falls goes a long way towards preserving health and independence. Again, November is Fall Prevention Month. And for the entire month of November, the Senior Living 411 series will be speaking to several industry experts on on various aspects of fall prevention. I invite you to join me tomorrow, Tuesday, November 3rd, as I discuss the 411 on why caregiving can be a challenging role. Research has shown that the toll on the family caregiver's health appears to increase over time. If you can prevent a fall, whether it is you as the caregiver or the person you are caring for, you can save time, stress, and money. Thank you.